Good evening. Remember this? Len Fairclough having a smoke in the Rovers' return. We'll be looking at the smoking ban as England follows the lead of Wales. But first, a groundbreaking report. In the family courts, children can be taken from their parents forever. But the courts are held in secret. Our reporters were given unprecedented access to one case in which a mother is fighting for the care of her child. The judge agreed we could tell the story if we didn't identify the youngster. A wall of silence has shielded social workers as they've taken children into the care of the state. Parents who've lost children are forbidden to speak out. But recently, when a Welsh local authority applied for a court order for a child, the mother successfully applied for media access.
I think that the public should know. I think the general public need to know what's going on and need to be aware that this could happen to them.
We asked an expert on family courts at Cardiff University how significant our access was.
Apart from a case in England at the end of last year where some members of the media were allowed to attend one particular interim hearing, I've certainly never come across an instance of a reporter or a journalist being allowed access to a High Court case.
May 2004, the mother volunteered her child into foster care because she couldn't cope with its severe medical and behavioural needs. But in October, she took the child back, concerned with signs of sexualised behaviour. The child was also attending school. When the mother visited her child, she witnessed it being restrained.
They have a policy that you're supposed to sign, but to say that you agree with restraint, and no such policy nothing was ever presented to me.
So the mother permanently removed the child from school at half-term. She decided to home educate as well as care for the child herself. Social services were still involved, but she tried to distance herself from them. June 2005, a new social worker was appointed, Social Worker X. Justice Headley said it was then relations between the mother and social services broke down because of a clash of personalities. He said,
"I do not doubt her professional competence, but her reactions and style were at the extreme end of the professionally justifiable. I entertain serious doubts about her judgment."
August 2005, social services made serious allegations about the mother's care of her child. Social services were concerned that the mother had left her child with an unsuitable person. But the judge said social services hadn't investigated that allegation. However, it was treated as fact and a reason for placing the child on the Child Protection Register. On October 24th, 2005, the child was put on the Child Protection Register. This is often the first step in the authorities removing a child from its parents. Cardiff-based journalist Brian Morgan is an expert on reporting family law.
Now, that's the first major problem in this case. There wasn't a proper investigation of these concerns. These rumours or whatever were put before the case conference as if they were fact. Somebody should be held accountable for that.
Bill Bache is an expert on family law. This weekend he called for more openness in family courts.
The local authority has a duty to investigate the circumstances of the possibility of any child being or suffering some form of significant harm. That's either neglect or emotional abuse, sexual abuse or physical abuse.
October the 28th, social worker X made a visit to the mother's home. She saw the mother packing to leave. Later, the mother wrote to social worker X, informing her that she'd moved house. She received a reply.
An acknowledgement that they'd received the letter and that it would be passed on to the social worker who was dealing with the case as soon as she returned from her annual leave.
But in November, rather than try and reach the mother, social worker X encouraged police to treat the child as missing. A search was mounted. Helicopters were involved. The mother had left Wales to start a new life and find better support for the needs of her child.
I had absolutely no idea what was going on, not a clue.
Back in Wales on December the 16th, in the mother's absence, social worker X obtained a childcare order and from this a recovery order. This is the legal document which gave social services the power to remove the child from its mother. It's very unusual that the mother wasn't present. no one has been able to find out what the court was told that day. Justice Headley said,
I regard these as very unsatisfactory circumstances in which to make an interim care order and in which to make a recovery order. I hope this part of the judgment may be seen by the justices who made the order, so they may check on precisely what it was they were told by the local authority.
That is most extraordinary, because the parents, the family, the mother or whoever, should, within a very short period of time, have been given the evidence that was handed into court.
the social service